Hey guys, it is Thursday, so tomorrow is TGIF. I am a mess right now. I didn't want to wait with the couch, because I just asking everybody for help, but they're not. So I just took the couch apart. Luckily, the back part of it, all three of them came out, and I remembered that because when Don got the couch, him and his buddies dropped it off on the porch when we moved in and left. And it was starting to rain. I'm like, well. So we just like moved in, didn't know anyway. So I just started trying to push it in, and it's the heaviest couch I've literally ever moved. I don't know why it's so different, why it's so heavy, but we've been moving my entire life with Mom and Don, so I'm very good lifter for some reason. I can lift anything and move it, but I lift with my legs. So the cop across the street, I guess he was watching me out the window and was like, this poor girl. So he came over and he helped me, and he showed me that the back comes off. So he helped me take that off, and then I was just like, it's fine, because I'm really shy about people at that point, because I still had the agoraphobia and everything really bad. So he introduced himself and everything, and I was like, oh, that's good. It made me feel better knowing there was a cop across the street. So I drug the rest of it in by myself and put it together. And then Don came home and was like, oh, you got the couch in? Yes. So I did that. I moved some things. It just feels more open, not so crammed and claustrophobic and like just cluttered, because it's so much clunky furniture. Like I think I said in the other videos, it's a breakfast table for like a big old vintage antique dining room set that we had in a dining room in a big huge house years ago. And then the china cabinet, and then that's a mail table that usually goes like in a hallway. So, and then there's a telephone table next to it. We couldn't bring the piano, so I have the piano table in the little tiny hallway, and it actually fits really good there. So I have a little decorative light on it, and then some pictures. And then my big kiss picture. You know, the kiss picture with the Navy guy and the nurse above it. So things are starting to look a little more modern. I'm trying to get away from that chunky furniture stuff, and obviously I'm looking for free things or things like that. But the couch, I needed to get that out of here. I couldn't take it anymore. So I hurt myself. I hurt my back. It'll be okay though. It'll be fine in a couple of days. Other than that, we were at BJ's all day. We seen that cool robot I posted. I got Vanna a bathing suit because it came with a shirt, and the past 2 years I didn't know they make shirts like that, like UV or ray shirts or something. It's because of the sun. Last year our vacation partner Joey and his son, they're like best friends during the summer at the beach every time we go. He gave her one of his shirts to use, because even though we were lotioning her up like every 5 minutes, she was starting to get burned. He was like, yeah, it's bad, so they make these shirts now. And I'm like, cool. I was like, what? Look at it. So it was a cute little bathing suit, and then it has the matching little shirt with I think we got the unicorn one. So that's good for summer and stuff. I mean, hopefully we can do what we usually do. I'm working really hard trying to find a job and going to these places and doing all these things and changing the resume. And the VA finally sent a packet today. I don't know why it's taken so long, but they finally sent a packet today, and they're asking for, I just prayed before I was opening it. It's like, please, please be something good. And it's that they are working on the claim, but they need more evidence from me. So it's a release form so they can get his records from the hospitals, like the recent, and then I'm just gonna put the Helen Graham stuff down too, and that I have that information, because I'm not gonna mail. I'm just gonna go there again to get this done. And then the other part is his previous marriages. I can ask his daughter to ask her mom if she remembers the date they were married and why on earth she would remember the date he was divorced, but that was years and years and years ago, and there's no way. I mean, they want her social security number and stuff too. I don't know if she would give that to me. I wouldn't give my social security person to someone I don't know, especially with his reputation. She might think that I'm like that or something, and I'll do something bad with it. So I don't know why they would expect a wife to know all the information of previous wives like that, unless there's a way to do it online, or if you go somewhere, is there a way to find these records yourself with dates? Because no one's going to know the date of the first marriage and divorce. And honestly, I don't even know how many there were. I always thought I was the third wife, but then Becky was saying, when he went to jail for the casino stuff for 30 days, when Becky was over, she was laughing saying, "You're like the fifth wife." And I was like, what? And it was girlfriends that I knew about before me, two of them, Debbie, and I don't remember the other one's name, but she had a station wagon and her daughter was anorexic and would only eat grapes. I'm sure he said the name. Why would I think about these things? But she was saying no, he was married to both of them as well. So I'm in a Lifetime movie. I never know what's what and what's true and what's not, and the delusions and the details and stuff. But he swore I was the third wife. I have no way of finding records or knew how, or knew if that even exists, how to actually find out. But she swore that I was like the fifth one. You know, that's awful that I don't even know after 20 years of what wife number I am. So, I mean, that's just a little insight into what I've been dealing with for 20 years. And it's because I took vows. And I had children, and I love him very much. But I just thought that eventually he would see a doctor and see that it was just life was becoming too hard, and remembering what lies you told to who and what and when and where. And like I always said, you couldn't get help for it because you lied to the doctor about lying. I got him a Father's Day card. I figured we could make one too, and she could draw pictures of things that she wants to draw for her daddy, or what she used to do with her daddy, and then we'll just put it in the memory box. So I have been putting stuff away, cleaning out the fridge and the freezer all day, getting rid of all this bulk. We spent $251. We used a little the past couple of days, so there's $75 left on the card. So that should cover anything towards the end of the month, like her iced tea and things, because we have enough breakfast and dinner stuff to last the rest of the month. Ran a bunch of different things that she likes. It did make sense just to buy it in bulk, and since it was everything we eat, that worked out good. Just the money wise, I had to break my emergency 100. What did I get? Oh, it's just for Wawa. I got a $3 thing, but it was the only cash that I had, so I had to break that because my cash app's at nothing, and that's what I've been using instead of cash or anything, or definitely not my credit card, the rent. So now with the store being closed, there's nothing on the cash app. I've responded to emails about a few jobs. I've been answering the phone all day. A lawyer actually called right after my mom left and was asking if me or a loved one with the Camp Lejeune. So I was just like, yeah. And they were pretty serious, and it wasn't just Camp Lejeune, it was the type of insulin that he had been using. So I gave him all my information, and he was pretty confident that they were going to take the claim. So I have to give Teresa, I'm going to have Jay bring the disc back because Amber was wrong and he doesn't have the disc on his computer, so they can't copy it. So I'm just going to give that to her. Which the whole reason why I wanted to copy it was in case my mom kept saying, if they do a case for you, like he was saying before he died and after, you're going to need his medical stuff. So I'm scared if I give it to the lawyer that, you know how lawyers are, they're going to keep it or it's going to take forever to come back. So I really definitely wanted to just give him a copy of it because I don't want to have to go back to the hospital and wait days and pay again and get another one. And with the VA stuff, I need the copy. That was the whole point. So my mom's like, don't give it to anyone and stuff. And she's right. We do need that for when they pop up with this type of information. So we got to make a copy. So I'll talk to Teresa more about that. I messaged her earlier about that, saying that. And that's why I was just going to give her the CD. But now, if they're going to be asking for that, I definitely need to have it. So we need to make a copy somehow. And she has access to computers at work, so I suggested that. And I think she said okay about that. So that's the only thing that needs to be done because that's all in their names and stuff. And then I get part of it for her and being on it too. But he was always saying to make a claim for myself, I guess, because he was being sneaky and knew it was in other people's names, so it was like a double win, I guess. Or that's just what you're allowed to do because they say you are a loved one. I don't know how that stuff works, but I just gave him the information, and I gave him all the information about the insulin.
Mommy, wait, honey.
Oh, okay. Well, we got a lot of stuff.
Wait, honey.
All right, can you wait 1 second? I'm recording.
Look how red
I was
my
just
face.
yeah, because you're running around out there. How dirty your shorts are. That's why you're not supposed to be. I told you to change. I was trying to mop the, and I couldn't. You change into shorts I laid out. All right, calm down. So that's pretty much it for today. It's time for bed now. Bath and bed. What was I saying? I was saying about the insulin. So I gave them that information. And I guess there's something going on with that. And tomorrow morning I will fill out this VA stuff, and then on Mom's next day off, I think it's a Monday or Tuesday, but if not, it's always Wednesday, I'll drive right there and give that to the lady. I'm scared with the money though. That's scary. This is getting scary.
I can tell you I love you every single day. I don't even know that about them. Leslie, go shut up.
My mom was aggravating me a little today. She's back to, like, she was empathetic in the beginning, but now she's back to herself where she's just nitpicking and not taking anything into consideration, and just like, well, I've been here before, I had to do all this, look for a job and had nothing, and left your dad and did this and that. And I was thinking last night, because she's been saying that, and something about the bus, about me taking the bus to Chester was just like, no, yeah, you're gonna be right probably, but. And I was like, when did she take a bus? I was like, she met my dad when she was 16, when she got pregnant with Heather. They were together. He married her. He raised Heather as his own. They had me when she was like 24. So he always had his truck. Then they had a beat up car too. So there was always a truck and another car. It was a beat up car, then it was a new Monte Carlo that was stolen, and then a new Camaro. And then they had those two cars for years and years. She left him, we went to Aunt Kathy's, and we lived there for a few months, and she had the car to drive around and search for jobs and do applications and do all that, and then a car to get back and forth to work, while Kathy or our bigger cousins were watching us. So I'm saying, I know that you did this and you were very strong to do it and proud of you and this and that. I've always said things like that, but it's a little different here, where it's much harder because I have nobody to watch Vienna, and I can't get her there even if I could, like Amber, but Amber can't watch her all the time. So, and everything's online, so I'm doing everything online, and then to get back and forth, and she's screaming at me that I'm using the phone in the car, and I'm not allowed to use the phone in the car anymore, and that's because she can't talk when I'm doing that. And I said, Mom, you're yelling at me because I'm not doing this and that with emails or applications, but then you're yelling at me not to be using the phone. How do you think this is done? And it's on your nerves, and I'm just like, she's saying that again in the Wawa parking lot about how she had to do all this, and I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You had help. You always had a vehicle. You always had somebody watching us day and night. And my father, if they weren't watching us, I was with Dad on the weekends or during the week. This is different right now. She was never on a bus. And she was never with a 7-year-old pinned to her hip day and night with nobody to watch her. And when she was working and stuff, once we got a little older, after Fallcroft, I practically lived at my best friend Nikki's house. We were sleeping over most times during, not school nights, weren't really allowed, here and there, but mostly, but my curfew was at night. My dad got pissed off about that. He bought me a pager, a green pager. I never will forget it. It got lost when we moved to Florida, but I did always keep that, because he bought me a pager, and then she was beep, beep, beep pager in it all the time, but she refused to get me the pager, so he got it for me in the mall, McDade Mall. Movies all the time. I miss the 90s so much. Oh God, I'd give anything to go back. Alright, so that's annoying. She's back to just being her way or the highway. She's right. She won't listen to anything that you say or suggest or advice or even reality. It's like, no, you don't need that. You don't need to do that. No. It's almost like it's getting worse, and I don't know if that's because we're spending more time together, but when we first started talking again last summer, I thought she had changed in a lot of ways, because she was listening. She was crying when she would tell stories. The only time I ever seen her cry was at my dad's funeral. She was not talking so detailed in her stories anymore. She was wearing sweats and sneakers, not being so like vainish with stuff, but it's back to the neighbor can't see me with makeup and stuff. So I thought that she had worked on a little things. You know, everybody has things they can work on. I'm aware about how I talk and tell many details, so I'm trying to focus on that and catch myself doing it and stop. Um, and everybody has things they have to work on. But if she heard me saying this, she would get really defensive and think that I'm being mean and that I shouldn't be saying that and stuff. But I'm only saying what's happening, and I want to help her so that she can be happy down the line. I'm saying, Mom, who cares if the neighbor sees you with makeup? You're beautiful without makeup. And you've been there 20 years. I'm sure he has. It just doesn't make sense. But I want her to stop being in her head so much so she can just live and be free and happy. But it's just that old school, like grandma, and she hated the way grandma did that stuff. She never wanted to be like that. She would get really mad that grandma would write on a calendar when someone called, or when they were there, or when they helped her, and then throw it in their face the next time they called. Well, the last time you called me was 2 weeks ago. I got right here. You didn't. She hated that grandma did that stuff, and then she's like on every detail like that now. We become our mothers in a lot of ways. So you got to watch certain things, and I'm trying to help with certain things. Also, I always laugh because people say that little girls marry their fathers, guys that are like their fathers, and it's like, I wish I married someone with like the morals, values, and things that I was raised with like my father, but I married my mother with that nagging and nitpicking and poking and doing things on purpose just to rile you up and then yell at you and laugh when you do get riled up. Don would do that, and then when I finally start screaming at him, then he would just smile or start laughing because that he was doing it on purpose, and that was so irritating. All right, that was good just to vent for a second. I'm exhausted. I moved everything around. It's been busy, busy, busy. Hopefully I hear back some more applications and interviews and stuff. I hope you're all doing well and having a good, safe week. I love you all. Thank you for watching and sticking around, subscribing. And thank you for any help on the GoFundMe page, whether it's sharing or contributing. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. TGIF's coming. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.